So I want to document an incident that happened in my life. Today is February 7th, 2025. The incident that happened was December 25th, 2023. So it was Christmas morning. Me and my girlfriend, we were staying in Spokane and we were homeless. And we were literally like staying, where we slept that night was outside of a sportsman ski house. Like right outside of it, just freezing our ass off. Like we were smoking fentanyl pills just to stay warm. And anyways, Christmas morning came around. I went to the Maverick over on North Division, Spokane, to charge my phone because I knew I was gonna get sent money that morning, Cash App for my parents, Christmas morning. So anyways, I charged my phone up. I see that I got sent like $100, and we're starting to get sick, withdrawing, and so we start asking random people, hey, like, can you get some blues? Like, where to get some fetty? Like, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, these Islanders are, they're like a gang of Pacific Islander Indians. They're gangsters in Spokane. Like, they kill each other. They kill people. They're like the most fucking vicious criminals, in Spokane. Like, they even ran the Quest Casino, or had like underground gigs at the casino, like dealing in prostitution and drugs. Anyways, so they're like, yeah, we got some blues. Like, I go over to the gas tank, or they're pumping their tank full of gas. There's like 4 of them in the car. He's like, oh yeah, just send me the money on Cash App. So I sent this guy $25. He's like, oh, I gotta make sure you sent it. He's like, I'm like, all right, here, look at my phone. I sent it to you. Like, see? He's like, oh no, let me see closer. Then he grabs my phone, looks, and he's like, oh yeah, he did send it. And all of a sudden, pedal to the fucking metal. The driver takes off with my phone in, the dude's hand who's sitting in the passenger seat. I'm just like, yo, what the fuck? Like, good thing it was only like $25 that I sent him. Or maybe it was like just 20 or something. But anyways, at that point, I fucking figured he had access to my Cash App because I didn't log out of it or anything. So anyways, I like run down the road trying to chase this red car, to get my phone back. And then all of a sudden this fucking big black truck pulls up. He's like, hey, what are you guys doing? And I'm like, I just got ripped off fucking $25, like, from the Islanders. And I'm trying to get my phone back. And the dude's like, oh, I wouldn't try getting your phone back from them. Those guys are some vicious motherfuckers. And I told him, I'm like, I know, but I know one of them. Like I knew one of the dudes, and I figured I had a chance to get my phone back. Anyways, dude's like, no, you guys just hop in my car. I'll fucking smoke you guys out. And we're like, alright, cool. So we get in his car, and he's like, yo, I just got back from Seattle. I got fucking fetty powder. I got blues. I got clear. And me and my girlfriend's like, well, that's cool. Like, we just got our phone stolen, and we had money on Cash App. And the dude's like, oh, I got Cash App. I can let you use my phone. And we're like, cool. And, my girlfriend's like, well, can we just take a hit? Because we're hella sick. And the dude's like, yeah, I got fucking fetty powder, and there's a blue in there too. Here, take a hit each, And then my girl goes and takes a hit, and she's like, oh, thank you, dude, thank you. And like, me in my head, I'm not really used to smoking fetty powder. And the dude said there was a blue in there, so I'm really just trying to hit the blue that's inside this fucking bong thing, this bubbler. And then I take the hit, and then all of a sudden I get like tunnel vision and like extreme euphoria, and I'm like, oh fuck. And I tell my girlfriend, I look at her, I was like, I've never been this high before. I was like, this is fucking amazing. and then all of a sudden I just black out, right? And this is the part where, you know, I could skip to the part where the ambulance is fucking shocking me back to life in the ambulance, but I literally drifted into the afterlife, and that's the part that I'm gonna tell you. So anyways, it started like I was like hovering above my body, and you know how like when snow's coming down in a snowstorm and your headlights are in it and it looks kind of like Star Wars? It was kind of like that, you know, but a really like euphoric feeling of like free falling, and all the stars were like, they were colors, they were colorful, and they were big, like big orbs, big colorful orbs, and they come falling and falling, and I don't know where I'm at, like I don't even know where I was. I'm just enjoying the moment, right? And all of a sudden I'm like just chilling there with some people. It seemed like all of a sudden I just popped in, you know, like a couple people just hanging out, and they're like, "Oh shoot, Jamie, like what are you doing here?" And I'm like, "I don't know, I just got here, you know." And they're like, "Oh, we weren't expecting you." Like, I'm like, "Really?" And I was like, "I don't know if I recognize you." And, you know, they look at each other and like start laughing. They're like, "He doesn't remember us. Like, he doesn't recognize us at all." And I'm like, "No, I do. I remember you." And then he like turns his face, and like I almost said his name. And I was like, "Wait a minute." You know, and then all of a sudden, boom. You know, I'm like, "Whoa, what was that?" And then like, boom. And I felt like a tornado was like, you know, sucking me out of this place. And then I see a really bright light, boom, super bright light. And then all of a sudden, boom, I like take a deep breath, you know, and all of a sudden there's like four people standing around me that I don't know. And they're like, "Stay with me, stay with me, stay with me." And I'm like, "Where the fuck am I?" You know, and they're like, "You're in an ambulance, you just OD'd, stay with me," you know. And like this EMT, this guy, was almost like hysterical, like he was like freaking out, like almost crying. He's like, "Stay with me, buddy, stay with me. Like, you cannot leave us. You can't leave us." And I'm like, "What? Why? Like, what's going on?" And he's like, "You know, you're gonna feel hella sleepy. You're gonna feel really sleepy, but you cannot drift off. You have to stay conscious." And I'm like, okay, I'm staying conscious. And like, I look down and I see that all my clothes are just ripped off, or like cut to pieces. And like I couldn't believe what was going on. I just OD'd, and all of a sudden I like drift out again, and all of a sudden, boom, I'm getting fucking shocked back to life. Boom. I'm like, "Oh fuck," and this dude's like, "You cannot go. You have to stay with me. Stay with me, bro." You know, and I'm like, "Oh, like this EMT really cared. Like, he was a great person," is what I felt like. To trying to be saving my life like that. And so anyways, like, and then I like drift out again, and I see this really bright light, and I don't know, maybe 6 hours goes by, and I wake up in the hospital, and I guess they've been administering Narcan on me for the last I don't know, 2-3 hours. I don't know how long, but like all the Narcan they were giving me wasn't even really phasing me. It was just like maybe waking me up just a little bit, or like it was like just enough to like keep me alive, basically. So that one little hit that I took of Fetty powder, well, I guess it was kind of it was a big hit, I would say. Like, but any bigger and I would have fucking died. So anyways, they let me go out of the hospital, and I'm trying to get a hold of my girlfriend and this guy, and you know, they pretty much kicked me out of the hospital with cut up clothes, you know, and like nowhere to go on Christmas Day. And it's like 5 or 6 at night, and I'm kind of scared. Like, I don't have a phone, nothing. And then I walk, you know, North Division to this Maverick. I'm just panhandling from people, and I told, you know, random people what happened to me, and they all started giving me money. You know, like, they seen my cut up clothes. They knew I just got shocked back to life. Like, you know, near-death experience, right? Oh, and another thing that I remember about the near-death experience was, like, when I was gone, flatlined, I remember I did have, like, vision. You know, like I said, like, I was talking to other people, and, like, they were communicating with me, and I had vision in, like, outer space, you know, seeing these orbs, and it seemed like I was like a fish out of the sea, you know, just like a fish, like, swimming around. Anyways, I get to the Maverick. It's kind of like a miracle, like, that this one guy, you know, I told him my story, and he's like, you know, I'm taking him to the apartment. I'm taking him, you know, basically he's going to take me to this trap house. A trap house where, like, a bunch of junkies hung out and stayed, and, you know, they let me go there, kick it there. Like, I was able to get onto my Cash App and, you know, do my fucking junkie thing, like, you know, exchange Cash App money for pills and whatever. And, you know, the one guy that I met there, like, the reason why this dude brought me to the place is because, you know, like, the guy who, you know, owned the apartment, the same kind of thing happened to him where he OD'd, except for he was out for, like, an hour or two, and they shocked him back to life, and, like, he had, like, strokes and shit. Like, half of his face was, like, droopy for, like, a month or two, and, like, half of his brain didn't work for a while. And so I told him my story, and, like, he was more than happy to, like, give me clothes. Like, he gave me clothes, a backpack, and I think he even gave me, like, $3, you know. He's like, hey, oh yeah, and he gave me his foil. He's like, here you go, bro. Like, man, I fucking feel so fucking bad. Like, I feel you. Like, the same fucking shit happened to me. You know, blah, blah, blah. And, like, it was really cool. And anyways, I told the people, you know, who this guy was, you know, that gave me my girlfriend drugs. And they're like, oh yeah, we know him. Like, that's Troy. And then I tried calling him. Like, couldn't get a hold of him. Anyways, you know, Troy and my girlfriend, you know, after that happened, my girlfriend ended up winning at the casino. So I actually ended up running into her, like, you know, 2-3 days later at this exchange, you know, which was really cool. And then, you know, it looked like she's seen a ghost when she seen me. Like, it literally looked like she's seen a ghost. Like, she was, like, petrified looking, like, you know, like, but, you know, we're in love. We've been in love for 10 years, you know. She's been, like, my ride or die for so long. And anyway, she told me what happened. She said that, you know, when she woke up, like, 30 minutes after we took that hit, that my pupils were just, they were gone in my eyes. Like, I had, like, no pupils, which was insane, right? You know, so she's, like, scared as fuck. And, you know, they actually chased an ambulance down. They were behind an ambulance, brighting them, you know, flashing their brights until the ambulance pulled over. Then they went and got me. They pulled me out of the truck and saved my life. But that happened Christmas Day, 2023. So that was just one instance that happened to me. I have another story to tell on the next video.